Hello, my sweet friends. A very warm welcome to my art channel. Your host Shurma here once again, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today's tutorial is going to be slightly different from what I usually do, as you can see from the topic. It says decorative stroke art leaf painting techniques. So let's begin. These are some of my hand painted note cards in decorative stroke technique, and I have tutorials for each one of them. If you are one of my old subscriber friends, then you might have already seen them. And in case you're visiting my channel for the first time, then I'm sure this tutorial is going to benefit you in many ways. I have used the decorative stroke art technique to create the roses and the leaves and those little flower sprays. This is particularly a very awesome technique and helps to create lovely and enchanting nature paintings. I have a playlist of tutorials in which I talk about the introduction to this kind of technique, which is also known as one stroke technique, and in those tutorials I have already explained the basic strokes, but then I thought I would let you know more about the leaf strokes today, and that will be a valuable addition to the already existing beginners playlist. And the link to that playlist is at the top right hand corner of this particular screen. So friends, let us see what are the materials I would be using for today's practice session. I would be working with a black watercolor paper which is 200 GSM in thickness and has an awesome texture. Here is the plastic palette for the leaf painting, and I have a few brushes with me. This is a flat number 5. It has a wonderful chisel, as you can see. The next one is a flat number 3 that also has a lovely chisel. Lastly, I have a liner brush with me. So I would be using these 3. Let's go through the colors now. These are acrylic colors white, sap green and bamboo green. Notice the 2 corners of the flat brush. I am going to dip the 2 corners in 2 different colors. One is sap green and the other one is bamboo green, and then try to blend the colors well on the acrylic palette. Next, I go ahead and add a bit of white to the bamboo side. So that is 3 colors on the same flat brush number 5, and I blended the colors well. Now let's check out the different kinds of leaf strokes. The first one is basic flat. I place the brush on its chisel end on the black paper, and then I lay it flat and extend it a bit. So what I get here is a basic flat stroke. And this is the first stroke we need to know before we go on to learn the decorative stroke art technique. Next comes the slider leaf. From the chisel end, I drag the brush to a point. So that becomes a slider leaf. Next comes the double slider. So once I'm done with the first side, I turn the paper and then paint the second side. So there are 2 sliders together, and that makes a double slider leaf. If you do not wish to turn the paper, then do watch this. You get similar results, but slightly different. The next one is a long leaf, very much like the second one. Some more basic flat strokes which we need to practice very well. Well, let's go on to the next stroke. That is a wiggle. So I have made 2 chisel marks and then made that inverted U. You see that? That is chisel, flat, chisel with the flat brush number 5. You can keep whichever color you want on the top. So what you just saw was a double wiggle, and right now I'm trying to paint 3 wiggles together. Next, you can also try wiggles at an angle. You see that? And this wiggle practice will lead you to the most wonderful leaf you have ever seen in your life. Yeah, I mean it. Just have a look. Right? That was the slider at the end. So here I have 2 wiggles and the slider, that is the second stroke, which we just practiced a bit before. So this is one side of a big leaf. Going over it again. Let's turn the paper and we can do the other side the same way. 2 wiggles and a slider. Do you like it, dear friends? Once more, the wiggle leaf. I love this technique because it helps me to attain highlights as well as blending at the same time. Do you see that? Well, here is another version of a big leaf. Now you can see that I'm going to start at a different angle. The 2 angles are different for the 2. Please notice that. Now let's see how to go about it. Keep the paper at a comfortable angle and start the wiggles as usual. But the wiggles also change direction as the leaf nears completion and goes towards the slider stroke. Let's do the right side. Wiggle number 1, 2, 3 and a slider. Yeah, so that's another wiggle leaf but a different kind from the previous one. You can do the stem with the help of the chisel of the flat brush. Now we will try to do the same leaf but upside down. Interesting, huh? And easy, I must say. It needs a bit of practice, but then it's worth it. So there I'm showing you the angle of the leaf. The next one will be the other angle. And it's bigger than the previous one. And they're lovely to see in real life. And they really make my life very easy. Once you get a hang of these strokes, then you never have to struggle with painting leaves anymore. Alright, so at this point I've taken a bit of white and sap green on my little flat brush that is number 3, and I'm creating a bunch. See how quick those are. First I place the leaves, then I go ahead and bring in my liner brush with a bit of sap green and white on it and create the stem. Isn't that lovely? Let's go through this once again. The stem followed by the leaves. Well, this is a variation of the wiggle, so it'll give you a different kind of leaf. It's very much like the wiggle, you see? But there are 2 wiggles at once, joined together. So that's another pattern of a leaf. and finally the stem. Now here's the last one for today. This will be a folded leaf. Please follow it closely. There, could you see the fold? Once again, I'm going over the right side so that the fold is properly visible. Isn't that dramatic? So, all this and much more can be achieved with decorative stroke art technique. So, let's revise the stroke and their names. The first one is a basic flat. Second is a slider. Third is a double slider, followed by long leaf and the wiggle leaves. So, dear friends, that's a wrap on today's leaf stroke practice tutorial. Hope today's tutorial has been beneficial. In case you enjoy decorative stroke art, then please visit my channel for more floral painting tutorials. In case you would like to connect with me on my social media handles, I would be very happy to be in touch with you. Immense thanks for being with me till the end. See you very soon. Take good care of yourself and bye-bye.